Hello everyone, I thought I would just do a little reading using my Labyrinth Through Time kit. Now, Labyrinth Through Time kit is a complete divination kit all in one system. I've put it in a lovely screw top tin, and the reason it's screw lid, yes, it is a wide screw lid, I think that's about 4 inches or so, but I've done it in that way so that when you throw it in your bag or your suitcase while you're travelling, that you don't lose all the bits and pieces. 4.5 inches across. So, what's in the kit? In the kit, you don't get my little vintage gold mesh purse, but that's just what I've got. So in the kit, you get the cards, you get a double-sided mat, and you have to excuse my cat complaining in the background. That's Miss Dolly, who's always belly aching. So she sounds like a bird, actually, when she makes her noises. So it's a mat that is reversible. So on this side that you have 8 sections, which I call my life wheel. And this side is the alphabet side. So we've got a clock, which is used for timings. We have the alphabet, which is person, place, or thing. And we have all our symbols that cover every question you could think of. So, you know, we've got male, female, older male, older females, communication and commitment and security and babies and announcements and medicine and health and intuition and psychic abilities and faith, family, and the list goes on. So you can ask any question that you like. I have it optioned with charms. Now, you can option to buy this kit with the kit, which is the mat, the cards, it's in the tin, and what you also get in the base kit is an amethyst pendulum, and it's actually on a necklace, so you can choose to wear it if you wish, and you get a 12-sided dice. You do get the best out of this if you have charms. So I've optioned it with and without charms. For the main reason is a lot of people already have charm kits. That cat is going to drive me insane. So sorry for the background whinging. So how do we use this? Oh, by the way, let me show you, and excuse my voice because I've decided to catch a cold. Let's hope it's not COVID, but I feel pretty rank. It has 25 picture cards, and all of these are the same picture cards that's on the mat. Then we have question cards, and these are used when you get deep into the readings about what to do, what not to do, what's hidden, further advice, hopes and fears, pros, cons, 3, 6 and 12 months. So they are also in it. When you purchase this kit, yes, it can look like it's a lot of money, but because we cover charm reading, card reading, dice, numerology and timing, pendulum, I can't think of else. Some people choose to use numerology with it as well, using the alphabet and the numbers. Plus we've also got this side for the general readings as well. So you've got about 5 or 6 different divination systems all in one kit. So you really don't need to have much else. So especially if you are someone who reads in cafes or parties or bars and so on. There's a lot of people who actually do readings in bars, which I'm surprised to hear, but it must be a thing. So how do we use this? You start, and the reason I've called it Labyrinth Through Time is we actually start in the centre and working out. Like a labyrinth where you're normally working from the outside in, this we're digging from the centre out. So you would go through your charms and you would just choose one charm and place it in the centre and look at that charm as your starting point. Now, it is always best with any reading to have a question in mind. My pet hate is when people say just a general please, because just a general please will give you a general answer. I always equate it to, if you are going to visit somebody and they live on North Road, are you going to put in your GPS North Road area or South Road? So it often means pick a proper question, you'll get a proper answer. I haven't looked at charm yet, so I've got no idea what it is because I'm thinking of a question. As I said, I've got a cold and I sound pretty crappy. I'm trying to think of somebody. Oh, I know a young couple actually who is living separated in a house, and it's a shame. They've been married quite a few years, and it would have been nice to see them if they could build upon it and repair the marriage. So let's ask the question about, is there a likelihood, or what could they do? Yes, actually, maybe that. What could they do to work on this marriage? So the centre charm's a big one. Scales. Scales there would tell me they need to have a lot more equality in the house. It's almost like, which is top heavy? Is it her that's too top heavy? Is it him that's too top heavy? Because scales there would tell me there's something out of whack, because it's like, this is what the key is. What's the key? Asking us to open. It's asking us to open, balance and equality. So I would then go through and mix my charms. In here, by the way, I've got the starter charm kit plus the add-on kit. That is 100 charms in there, which honestly is well more than you probably would ever need. I pushed the boundaries to see how many I can fit in here, and that would max it out to be able to close the lid on the tin. So that's 100 charms. Sorry, I digress. So let's do a first casting on the inner circle. So we've got the house here on number 12. We've got the heart here on number 4. We've got bells and heart again. Oh, that's a heartbeat rather, heart arrhythmia. And that's on number 7. So when we are looking at numbers you can use both ways. You can use them as in timings. Now, I didn't set a time frame, which is my vacant head at the moment, and I should have done, because ideally you are best to have a time frame set as an intention. But if you know numerology, you can also utilise that as part of your numerology. So I'm just going to put it down to days and weeks at this stage. So the house here would tell me by the 12th day up to 12 weeks. They do need to look at how they are living, what's the security and the things going on in that house. It's on number 12. If I'm looking at number 12 as in numerology, 1 + 3 = 4, which funny enough is about grounded and home and family matters. House, literally sitting on house. The heart arrhythmia. So the heart arrhythmia is what literally makes the heart beat, but what is a stress? It's sitting here on number 4. 4 again, like I said, is often around the house. Yes, I had 1 and 2 + 3 here, so you can tell I'm not well, can't you? 1 + 2, as in 12, is 3, so don't bite me for I'm correcting it now. And the 3 is about sensitivity, and it's also about expression. So it tells me there's got to be a lot more sensitivity in how they communicate within the family home. Heart arrhythmia is down on 4, and 4 is around home and family. But it also tells me in the next 4 weeks, they do need to look at what is causing the stress in this relationship. And it's really come back to the centre core. There's got to be a lot more balance and equality. Up here we've got the bells, which means announcements or communication. It does mean usually public communication, because bells is often with a group of people, and it can be like a group of people, friends. A lot of modern day bells would be like Facebook type announcements or Instagram announcements. It's sitting on number 7, and number 7 we often call it 7th heaven, but it's about being open, truthful, and a lot around your trust. We often look at 7 as a spiritual number. In its negatives, though, it can be where someone's got some OCD issues, and I know one of them does have some OCD issues. And we've got here the bells, which can be communication around these types of problems. And the heart is, yes, the emotions added into this. So it's emotional communications need to be addressed within the 7th week. And yes, it can be about openness, but also some of the habits that they are doing or forming. So then we've got our outer circle. So this is where we do our third casting. And again, you can just sprinkle a couple of here and there. Anything that usually lands outside, if that's on a line, I'm going to leave it. But if it's outside the circles or off the mat, put them back in the tin, because it means information we really didn't need. So I'm just working clockwise, starting up top here. We've got the cane. Cane is support system. We've got the clock, which tells me time is running out on this support system. So they really do need to get on with it. We are on the letter K, so it can be literally a person, a place, or a thing, so something to do that's important to them in the marriage. And again, letters have energies, and you'll see all that in the online course when you buy this. But for now, I'm just going to say time's running out. They need to get on with it if they are wanting or willing, more than anything, to repair this. Castle down here is on the letter Q. Again, a name, person, place, or thing. And that could be literally Queen Victoria Building or Queen Street, something like that. But the castle often means rise to success, but it is very slowly. In many situations, and if you are a Lenormand reader, you would see castle or towers as lonely or isolated, which I know one of the parties are. The key here is sitting on the letter S. Again, person, place, or thing. Key is something that they do need to open and look at of what's going on. The anchor here is between bell and medicine bottle. So the bell, again, like bell here, is about announcements, communication. Medicine bottles is the well-being of this marriage. And we've got the anchor. So it does mean looking at the status, literally the health of the marriage. Again, it's going to take a lot of communication and talks with outside people to bring security. Up here, we've got the bike and the aeroplane. Both of those are movement signs, both very fast movement signs as well, which can be change of direction and movement. I don't like it with this type of question, because both of that there would tell me one of them is changing their direction or literally moving in another direction. We've got the angel, and the angel is again about many blessings, and it's a shame because we all thought this was a marriage that was blessed from above, and the light and the delight that they both had for each other. But it is nice to see an angel, because it does often mean, though, regardless of what they do or where they go, there is still many blessings for them ahead of time. We've got the wolf. It's interesting, it touches money, so which means someone is very aggressive around money and what's going on. It is a wolf, not a fox, and a wolf can be someone taking control, and they can be quite ruthless, and it is around money matters. Here we've got the pipe on the dog. Now the pipe is often mature aged male, which usually means good advice from an older male. It can be, sometimes people might look at a pipe as smoke and mirrors, but with it being on dog, I'm more inclined to say there is good advice in an older male that can assist these people. Sorry, now my phone's going off. Which could be a counsellor or something that they actually involve with on that regard. So it's an interesting read. So you can go further and further into these, but I'm just going to actually shuffle up the cards, and I just want to have a bit of a look. The main ones I want to look at is here where I'm seeing change of direction. So it's the lady who's changing direction, so the female in the marriage who's looking at the directions. What here is about the stresses over the house or stresses within the house. Okay, so now let's bring in our do this and don't do this. So let's have a look. I'm just going to put them upside down. So I'm going to put 2 cards for what to do and 2 cards for not to do. So do cards, there you've got small and something around money. So I'd look at that as they do need to probably talk about things or look at the small gains or the small financial matters that they do need to probably deal with. But the don't do this is interesting, where we've got sun, which is generally a very happy card, and we've got the medicine bottles, which would indicate don't literally display or put too much positivity in the health and the well-being of this marriage. It's an interesting combo. I'd almost look at it as there is, don't think all is rosy until you dwell down, dig into the wealth or the health of the marriage. So that's a little snapshot of how you can use Labyrinth. You can use your pendulums to do your confirmations, your yes and no's over certain areas. Your dice comes down to timing. So we can ask a question, or you could have even at the start set your dice and say, what time frame are we looking at? So you would then use your dice. It's a 12-sided dice, which goes up to 12 months. So when looking at dice, you are best to look at days, weeks, and months. So we would look here, even if I ask the question up here, where I see that and feel that as time is running out, what sort of time are we talking about? 3 there would tell me up to 3 months. So it's interesting reading. And it's one I'll mark as a save, because it will be very interesting to come back to this in 3 months' time and see how it transpires. So that's Labyrinth Through Time. So I do hope you enjoy it. It is on my Etsy store, and it is a very popular kit. And I'll just make sure I've got everything up the right way. And like I said, it all pops into a lovely little tin. Just put that in there. I love vintage glow mesh, as you can tell. Pop those in there. This side, it helps when you do put them actually in, Karin. This side of the mat is for more of those general reading, please, which, like I said, I can't handle. So you can do either a random scatter if you look at it and think, what do I need to know today? And you can just drop and scatter. Or you can choose 2 or 3 charms per spot. Again, you can even lay your cards and your charms per spot. It's really completely optional and up to you on what you do. And I have been asked the question about the sun in the centre. Treat the sun as your solar plexus with what is it that makes you happy. So that's Labyrinth Through Time. And sorry, I apologise, my voice is going. And that's just how we squish it all in there very carefully. Like I said, I can only fit in the 2 charm kits. Any more than that, and I can't get the lid on. And I'm really probably maxing that out as I go now. So, but it's secure. Thanks for listening. And I forgot to add, this is the book that comes with it, and it is all pictured, and I've got them circled and that. But if you are like me and don't have the concentration, I've got the concentration level of a fish, you actually get a demo video course, which is all online through my school when you purchase this. And I go into quite in depth on how we use this for general readings, specific questions, but very much into mediumship. So if you've never delved into mediumship before, this is your best starting point, because you'll be blown away at what messages you get through from the loved ones who've crossed over.